Hi everyone, this is just a quick video on my top 10 tips for revision. So I've got exams in January, some of you might have them as well, or you might have them in the summer, or just end of unit ones, that kind of stuff. So hopefully these will help you. They're my top tips for exam success. So the first one is to make a revision timetable. Now it doesn't have to be really detailed, like saying I'm going to spend 37 minutes on my chemistry revision or that kind of thing. Maybe just set out when you've got your exams, so mark out which dates they're on, and then plan out, say on Monday you're going to do a chemistry past paper, or Tuesday you're going to do a bit of history reading, something like that. So you just got to have a vague idea of which stuff you're doing on which day, so then leading up to, say, your English exam, you're doing a bit more of English, or leading up to your maths exam, you've done a bit more of maths, that kind of stuff. So that's my tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to set manageable goals. So don't say you're going to do 2 geography past papers and you're going to read through all your notes from the year in one afternoon, because realistically you're not going to manage to do that and you're just going to be disappointed when you don't. So instead I just say do something like, I'm going to understand globalisation or something in an hour or something, and then when you've achieved it you'll feel much more happy and you'll feel more inclined to do a bit more revision afterwards. So that's tip number 2. Number 3, take regular breaks. You're not going to be any good if you've been sat there for hours reading the same page. It's not going to be going in. But in those breaks, don't waste them. You can have a break watching TV or something, but if you have wrapping presents to do for Christmas, or maybe you have to tidy your room or something, do that in your break instead, and then you'll feel like you've got more done with your day rather than just revision and lounging around. Tip number 4, make your revision notes colourful and interesting. So that means when you look back on them, they're going to be more memorable to you and a bit more fun to look at. So use some colours, highlighters, circle stuff, bubbles on it, everything, whatever works best for you. If you do like plain notes, however, and just like a list of stuff, then do that. Do what works best for you, but I find that having colourful and interesting notes is a bit more interesting to me. Tip number 5 is to organise your school notes that you've made throughout the year so far. This means that you'll know exactly what you need to know for your exam in that month, so say January, because I know that for some subjects I've already started learning the stuff for the summer exam, and there's no point in learning that for your January exam because you won't be tested on it. So go through your notes, make sure they're in the right order and you've got the stuff you need. If you haven't got it, go to your teacher. If you missed a lesson, catch up the work, because if you come to an exam question and you realise you missed that lesson, it's a bit too late then. So make sure you have all your notes in order, and you can look at the syllabus and that will tell you what you need for that exam, or just go over with your teacher so you know exactly what you need to be learning for that exam and all your attention is paid on that stuff only. Tip number 6, and that is to stick key definitions of things you need to learn around your room or around your house. So have some sticky notes like these, and you can stick one to your bathroom mirror with a definition, so every time you're brushing your teeth or doing your makeup you're learning that definition and it'll just vaguely go into your mind as you're walking around your house. If you don't like that, then just having a list of key definitions that you need to learn in one place might help as well. Because I know there's always questions where you can pick up easy marks just by reciting a key definition. Tip number 7, that's get someone else to test you on your topic, so friends or family members, so they can go through your textbook or your notes and ask you some questions on that topic and you can answer them, so it's a bit more varied rather than just reading. If they know nothing about the topic at all, you could also try explaining it to them, because if you use simpler terms it means that you understand it yourself. So at the end of it they know about mitosis if you're doing biology, then it means that you know and understand it enough for your exam if they understand it at the end too. Tip number 8. And that is to do past papers. I think this is a really great way of doing it because a lot of exams have similar questions coming up time and time again. So if you get into the habit of how to answer them as well, and the kind of things you need to include to get all the marks, and that's really helpful. And also to get the best out of your past papers, I would recommend that you go through it once and answer everything you can, then go through it again using your notes and fill in any other details in another colour, say, and then use the mark scheme to mark it and add in the stuff you didn't get. This shows what you can do completely and all on your own. And then the second colour will show what you can do using your notes, just stuff you need to go over and remember a bit more. And then the stuff you couldn't do at all, so stuff you really don't understand, and so you're going to have to go back over and learn properly so that you know it again. And then go and do another past paper, and eventually you'll get there, so that get to the point where you can get most of the answers right by yourself. So that's the point, needs to be by your exam. Also make sure that you're using the right past papers for your exam. Check the specification and it's the right module and everything for your school's exam board, because there's lots of different exam boards and the tests are slightly different, so make sure you get the right one. Number 9, and that is to write your own summary sheet for a topic. So let's say you've just finished learning about covalent bonding and chemistry. You could just make an A4 sheet of paper, maybe with a definition of covalent bonding at the top, a couple of diagrams, and then maybe an example of a practice question you've done. This means you've just summarised the topic so you know that you understand it, and then instead of reading loads and loads of pages and notes again, you can just quickly go back to your summary sheet and all the information you know is need to know is there. Finally, tip number 10, and that is to revise little and often. There's nothing worse than the night before your exam and cramming loads and loads of information into your head, because it's not all going to go in. And so be organised and just do a little bit every day, maybe just a couple of maths questions or something, or read a couple of pages of your textbook each day, and then eventually it'll all go in and it'll be a much less painful experience overall. So hopefully this video has been helpful and encouraged you to do some more revising. I'm going to do some more after I finish this video. Good luck with all your exams, if you have them in January or the summer, whenever you've got them. And if you've got any other tips for revision, then leave them as a comment below, and everybody else can benefit from that too. So I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Don't do too much revision, you can have Christmas Day off and New Year. And I hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!